everyone, welcome to the channel. In today's video I will be recapping Inmate to Roommate episode 2 featuring David and Aaron. Now David is a high school teacher who has volunteered to let Aaron, who was a recently released prisoner, come live in his home. Aaron served 2 years in prison for, I think it was drug possession, running from the police. I believe there was another one, but I can't recall. I'll put it up on the screen. But anyway, David has allowed Aaron to come live with him, and they've never met each other in person. They've been talking over the phone for about 2 years. And they have one thing in common, which is criminal justice reform and policy changes. So I guess over the years, they would go back and forth via jail, email, and phone calls to discuss this common matter. But they've never met each other. So the last episode ended with David and Aaron driving away from the prison. In his interview, David says that he doesn't know why Aaron can't go live with his friends or family, but having someone move into his house to help them transition into society is something that he wanted to do for a long time. While in the car, on the way to the restaurant to get some bacon, Aaron said that he was jonesing, his words, or I guess he was craving a cigarette.
Woke up jonesing.
A chew. I don't know what a chew is. Is that like chew as in chewing tobacco? I don't know what it is. What is chew, you guys? Anyway, and he said he wanted a vape as well. David tells him to take it slow, to which Aaron says, "I'm not taking anything slow. You can if you want." And then David says, "Oh, I'll take it slow then," and he starts laughing.
I was taking the super bad. You take it slow. I'll take it slow.
Like overly exaggerating the laugh. He's so awkward. David tells the producers that he was busted for selling meth and violating probation, and they ended up sending him to prison for it. He said that he is moving in with David because he has burnt too many bridges. Uh-oh, that's a huge red flag. He said that both he and David are passionate about criminal justice reform. He said while he was incarcerated, he and David worked on a few reform issues together for almost 2 years. He said a few months before he got out, David offered to let him come live with him until he can get back on his feet. Now, this is what I think is crazy. And I didn't know this before, but Aaron said that he and David had never spoken in person prior to 6 months ago. So I guess they were just communicating via, the little JPay or the jail emails, whatever they have. But he said prior to 6 months ago, they had never spoken. But they have been working with each other for almost 2 years. So they pull up to the restaurant and Aaron is really excited about that bacon. Aaron said it feels good to not have to go through a chow line. And so the waitress comes over to take their order. Aaron is looking around and he's looking at people's clothing, and he notices in particular people have pockets. And then he goes on this rant about not having pockets while in prison. They give you these pants. I guess the pants have no pockets. I think it has like a little tiny pocket, but you can't put your hands in it. It's not big enough to really put anything in there. And he actually still had those pants on while they're sitting at the restaurant. And so he's just noticing everyone with pockets. He said that he has pocket envy.
You can't put your hands in your pockets on the side. There's no back pocket. No damn pockets. So you're ready for some pockets? I'm ready for some pockets. I need some pockets in my life. I'm telling you.
Aaron asked David what he does for a living. I still think it's wild that he didn't know that prior to just now, after 2 years. But he asked David what he does for a living, and David tells him that he is a high school teacher. And Aaron said that he never knew what David did for a living or anything else about him, to be honest. And he says he's never told David about his personal life either. I think it's so weird how they've been communicating for so long and they just don't know anything about each other. Like, what were y'all talking about? You mean to tell me you guys are just talking about prison reform issues and that's it for 2 years? The waitress brings their food out and Aaron gets his plate of bacon And he must have been thinking about that bacon for a long time because he was just so excited about it.
I can't tell you how excited I am to eat this bacon right now.
But I get it. I understand. He's been eating that nasty jail food for 2 years. While Aaron is trying to enjoy his first real meal, his first real and delicious meal in 2 years, and before he can even get home to change his prison clothing and take a shower and all that good stuff, your boy David asked him if he wants to go to a protest that's happening today. I guess there's a protest, a prison reform protest going on, and David thinks that Aaron would love to go on the day that he gets out of prison. Is he crazy? Is he insane? I thought he worked with prisoners. I thought this was his thing. So he should know that asking a recently released prisoner to go to a protest would not be a good idea. He's tired. He's overwhelmed. He's seeing fresh daylight and freedom for the first time in 2 years. Do you think anyone wants to go to a protest in that state of mind? I don't think so. Aaron kind of looks shocked and looks annoyed that he's asking him this question. He's kind of rubbing his face and his forehead in stress, like, like, what? I can't believe you're asking me this. I can't believe it. I'm actually annoyed too, Aaron. He shouldn't be asking you to go to no protest. But anyway, Aaron told David that he needs to know more details before he commits to something like that. That was just Aaron being like, telling him in a polite way, hell no, I don't want to go to a freaking protest. So after Aaron politely turns David's offer to go to a prison reform protest down on his first few hours after prison, you would think that would be the end of the discussion, but no. David decides to put Aaron on the spot again, and he goes, well, the protest is going to be low key with just a couple of people speaking today. And once again, Aaron has to tell David that he is feeling overwhelmed. He's a little tired, and today is just not a good idea, to go to a protest. Maybe next time. The man just got out of prison. The last thing he wants to do is think about a doggone protest, and protests are crazy. They're kind of, you got to be in a mood for something like that. But it's not always the former inmates who are crazy. Sometimes the people who were not incarcerated, they can be a little loony too. So, it goes both ways. Aaron told the producers that it is surprising to him that David wants to go to a protest when he just got out. He said it's overwhelming and he still has no pockets. And he had to pump the brakes on that one. He had to stop that one in its tracks. Aaron told David that a protest is a lot to deal with right now. He said that he wants to get in where he fits in. He wants to contribute. He wants to help out, but just not right now. He just doesn't want to do a protest right now. He says he's tired. He's overwhelmed. David told the producers that he doesn't think that he and Aaron are on the same page with this prison reform issue. Now, despite the fact that for 2 years he's been working with Aaron on prison reform issues, but just right now when Aaron tells him that he's tired, he doesn't want to go to a protest today, he just got out, he just wants to relax. Now David's saying that he doesn't think that they're on the same page. I think David kind of he's got some issues going on. Seems like he seems a little Looney Tunes to me. But I'm not sure if David is saying that he doesn't know if they're on the same page because Aaron doesn't want to go to the protest right now, or if Aaron said something to him that doesn't align with what David is fighting for. I really didn't catch what made David just come out and say, I don't think we're on the same prison reform issues, or I don't think we're on the same page with prison reform issues. So the next scene, it shows the guys are arriving at David's house. David said, finally, after 2 years of phone calls and prison emails, David is finally moving into his house. And then he said,
I think we're actually not going to go to that protest today. I am disappointed.
He said he is disappointed and he feels like he learned a little more about David today and that there is still a lot more to learn about him. They walk into the house and David shows Aaron where his room is. He said David's house is cool and his room is big, and Aaron even has his own bathroom, so that's pretty cool. In an interview with the producers, Aaron tells them that he hopes that David is being real with him. He hopes that he is being honest about his intentions so that they can form a real relationship. Yeah, what are David's intentions? Why did he just willingly let this stranger who happens to be a prisoner, why did he just so openly volunteer his home to him? And then David's acting kind of weird. He seems like he's blushing and he's laughing too hard at Aaron's, corny jokes that are not that funny.
You're definitely taller than I expected.
And he just seems to be blushing and just giggling like a schoolgirl. Like, what's going on with David? But I don't know what his intentions are either. But we're still getting to know these people as the show progresses. But David takes Aaron on a little tour around the house. He shows him the kitchen and the living room and etc. David has a lot of prison files of inmates who are incarcerated. He's got activism posters all over the place. He's got books all over the place. A lot of propaganda material, just a lot of stuff. You can see that he's really into this prison reform and justice issues. Aaron said that he feels like they're at the base camp for the struggle.
To be honest, it seemed like this is base camp #1 for the struggle.
And it really does look like that. You can tell that David really is into this prison stuff. David said he's been doing this for 10 years now. So the episode just kind of ends with them sitting in the living room, talking and chopping it up. And, everything seems okay so far. It kind of may have gotten a little bit rocky when David assumed that Aaron would be down for a protest just a few hours out of prison. But other than that, they seem to be doing okay, and looking forward to seeing how this story unfolds. And, just like Aaron said earlier, I want to know what David's true intentions are as well. As I'm watching him, he kind of seems like he has moments where he's flirting, where he's blushing, he's laughing too hard and overly hard at Aaron's corny jokes that are not that funny. And he just kind of seems real giddy, just kind of weird behavior to me. But maybe that's just his general personality. I'm just judging from what I see on my screen here. But anyway, I thank you guys for watching, and please give me a like, subscribe if you want to, and please comment. What do you think about David's personality? What do you think about how David is acting towards Aaron? Is it just innocent, or am I tripping? Is he flirting sometimes? Does he seem like he have a crush on the guy, or what? I can't tell. What do you think? Anyway, I thank you so much for watching, and I will chat with y'all later.